The author answered this question first on October 23, 2015, then in 2017, and then in October 23, 2018. What's the big idea? Can the moon be split into two pieces? Questioning the validity of miracles and demanding proof thereof is the result of non-belief. For a believer, it is common knowledge that miracles were performed by most of the prophets to impress/guide their people. Sages/saints also performed some miracles called Mua'jzat for their followers. These, however, are not the work of either of them but that of Allah, SWT, manifested through them. It is noteworthy that miracles are not limited to any particular faith, race, ethnicity, or time, and God can enable anyone, anytime, anywhere to show some as He wills. It is also possible that some paranormal phenomenon, out of the ordinary events miracle may happen without the involvement of a performer, like the birth of Jesus Christ without a father. A commonplace narrative. Some Jews or non-believer pagans asked Prophet Muhammad to prove his prophethood by showing a miracle like splitting the moon into two. Prophet Muhammad prayed to Allah and then pointed his index finger towards the moon for splitting it. As a result, one piece of the moon was on one side of the mountain Hira and the other on the other. Then he asked those present to be witnesses to this miracle. The Jews and other non-believers reluctant to accept said that Prophet Muhammad bewitched us into believing it. Therefore, let some travelers come by to the town and testify to this event. Then some travelers/merchants entered the town and testified that they witnessed the splitting of the moon. The story of the moon splitting has been mentioned in the annals of many communities across the world. Islamic account of the miracle. The hour has come near, and the moon has split in two. And if they see a miracle, they turn away and say, "Passing magic." And they denied and followed their inclinations. But for every matter is a time of settlement. The miracle of cleaving of the moon is recorded by Imam Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari, d. 256 Hijri, in his Sahih al-Bukhari volume 4:838-32, 5:208-211, 6:387-389. Most of these ahadiths speak of the splitting of the moon into two parts. One with a detailed account narrated by Anas bin Malik, 5:208, which reads, "The people of Mecca asked Allah's apostle to show them a miracle. So, he showed them the miracle of the moon splitting into two halves, between which they saw the mountain of Hijra. This miracle is also recorded by Imam Abu al-Husayn Muslim ibn al-Hajjaj, d. 261 Hijri, in Sahih al-Muslim chapter 8, book 39, number 6724 to 6730. Under number 6726, transmitted by the authority of Abdullah bin Mas'udi, it is recorded as, "The moon split in two during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, said to the people around, bear witness to this." Under number 6725, transmitted by the same authority of Abdullah bin Mas'udi, with some variation. It says that the Prophet Muhammad split the moon by pointing his index finger at it. Scientific explanation. It is only because all heavier elementary particles interact with Higgs field that they have the mass we observe today, says cosmologist Lawrence Krauss. And thanks to quantum mechanics, says Krauss, we can understand how our entire universe was created out of nothing. This is what Islam preached 1500 plus years ago. Lighter particles interact with field less to have less mass. If gravity is also governed by quantum mechanics, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle implies that entire universes might appear and disappear in what is otherwise empty space. In other words, we may need to reevaluate what we understand of something and nothing. And so, the famous question, why is there something rather than nothing, is revolutionized. Asking why we live in a universe of something rather than nothing may be no more meaningful than asking why some flowers are red and others blue, says Krauss, who prefers an impossibly complex universe to hide behind fairy tales that justify our existence. Psychogenesis, as we know for sure, is a science whereby the mind can interact and communicate with matter. Keeping this in mind along with the creation out of nothing, ex nihilo, does it really seem too far-fetched that the moon split into two pieces succumbing to the mind, will, of the Creator? Discoveries today tell us that not only isn't such a phenomenon possible but has taken place various times regarding celestial bodies other than the moon. NASA has confirmed the splitting of the moon and its joining back. The official website of Al-Watan, printed in the U.S., has quoted a Jordanian space scientist saying that the Clementine, an American space probe orbiting the moon for several years, has finally concluded that the moon was split and came together again hundreds of years ago. This scientist has presented a report to NASA explaining to them how the Muslims believe that this phenomenon belongs to 1,400 years ago and that it is a miracle of their prophet, PBUH. NASA, however, has yet to discover the cause for it because it is a unique incident that doesn't happen often. 1-http://www.nojumi.org/news and/news.php !action =full news &ID =1095 2 http://www.club.com/article/show/club name/cribbank/article/1116661/redirect ks/ 1CAC2157646361347FD10EAC9B37C. Throughout time, human beings have had a complex and evolving conception of nature. Thank you for using Panopreter Basic. Mother Nature exists in every culture on Earth. She was known as Gaia in ancient Greece and Terra Mater in ancient Rome. Ninsun in ancient Mesopotamia. In India, Gayatri. In Thailand, Permaithorani. The Maori call her Papachuanuku. Earlier, when nature is personified, nature could be angry and vengeful, loving and forgiving. Many religious traditions today continue to associate deities with nature. The 330 million gods in Hinduism permeate nature. The gods, of course, are not bound by the rules formulated by science or any other rules. In such a worldview, the boundaries become blurred between the rational and the irrational, the predictable and the unpredictable, the ordinary and the miraculous. In Judaic-Christian beliefs and traditions also, these boundaries are blurred. How else to explain that more than two-thirds of the American public believes in miracles and, at the same time, trusts in science every time they turn the wheel of their car to make a slight correction in direction while traveling at 60 miles an hour on the highway? Our command for a thing, when we intend a thing to come into existence, is, we say to it, be, and it exists. Q. 1640. In the end, I would like to clarify that this incident, in the light of Quranic texts and authentic hadith, might not have been a miracle at the hands of the Prophet, peace upon him, as generally perceived, but a natural phenomenon at his watch, which he asked people around him to witness and remember as a sign of warning from Allah, for end of time is approaching fast. Most authentic hadith also do not support the notion that Prophet was required to show a moon-splitting miracle. Fascinatingly, man can live simultaneously, in two opposing worlds. Each, in its own way, reflecting on something deep, inevitable, and the spiritual in us. Comment /like /share /follow and subscribe. Shakir Mumtaz. Author, thinker, analyst. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at panopreter.com.